Hi guys, Nigel here, welcome back to the channel, and this is going to be like a review and build of this lovely little set from Iconicair. If you remember, a little while back I built this Tallboy bomb that came with the loading trolley, and also if you saw that you'll remember that I got these instructions with it that basically show you how to put together the bomb. They talk about leaving the gaps and everything and all that, and then they go on about fitting it to the actual Lancaster bomb bay roof. So I've actually ordered now the part, so I've now got the actual bomb bay doors and the actual all the bits and pieces so that I can fit this to the Lancaster bomb bay roof. So you can put it in like this and you can have it in there slung underneath and displayed. And Graham also does the bomb bay doors, which are bulged so they can close around this bomb. I also suggested to him that it might be an idea, and I'm not sure if he had it before or if it was my idea or whatever, to make this with the chain actually hanging down, because this chain that the bomb is actually slung under is actually two chains that come apart and allow the bomb to drop. And apparently those chains had ropes on them that went up into the crew cab, the crew area, so that they were able to actually pull those chains up so that the bomb bay doors would shut. Obviously if they're just hanging down, the doors wouldn't shut. So basically this is what we've got. Now the bomb is here, not painted or decorated or anything, obviously, because I wanted to do this bit first. So the first thing it's telling us to do here is to drill out two holes. It says the two outer injection moulding ejector pins should be drilled with a 1.6mm drill. And remove this moulded bomb crutch until all plastic is flush with the smooth deck. So what I've got here is the assembled. It comes in two halves. There's the join there, and I've also put plastic card in the back so that it's level inside. You don't have all these steps. But basically, let's get that out of the way. You can see here that what we've got is the central area, which I've sanded all of the detail off of, because I'm going to be fitting this. This is the Edward bomb bay roof set for it is 32429, and this is designed specifically for the HK models kit. For those that are wondering, I have done a check between the two, and it would appear that the bomb bay doors in the HK kit are about 1.5–2mm longer than the bomb bay doors in the border model kit, or the wings kit should we say. So basically if you want to do this on your border model kit, it's going to work fine. You're just going to have to take a millimetre off each end of the bomb bay doors. It's not going to be difficult, and I think all of this will fit anyway. So the one thing I do know is Graham has said in here that basically he's saying that you need to drill the two outer injection moulded ejector pins from here. They're actually not ejector pins. Everywhere where there's a black mark is an ejector pin, okay, or a circle where they've just moulded a tab on to stick the bomb into, which is in 32nd scale I think is pretty poor. So I've decided to make this one into a Tallboy, because that way we don't need to worry about all that. We don't have to have the bombs hanging on little tiny bits of photo etch and everything. So I'm going to have this one as in here as a Tallboy with the doors and everything on it. So if I ever build this HK Lancaster, that's what we'll have. So we're looking at this. I'm going to forget about the photo etch. I'm not including this in this at all. I'm just going to do this as if I'm building it onto the plastic floor. So basically what we've got to do is drill those two holes, which are, you can see in those outer positions there. So they are, if I grab a marker, they are there and there. Okay, I've just put a mark next to them so you can see which ones I'm talking about. There are moulded in holes there. So the first thing I'm going to do is get a pointer, and I am going to make a point in the centre of there, close as what I think is the centre. And the beauty of doing this rather than drilling is that you can move the hole over if you want to. Like I've got that way too far up towards 1 o'clock, so I can come in an angle, pull it and move the hole. Okay, there we go. And I'm not worried about my finger because I've got a thick lump of plastic behind there. And then the same in this one. We'll make a mark in the centre of that one. I think that's pretty good to start with. Then I'm going to take a 1mm drill, or it's actually a 0.8 just because it's a pilot first. Okay, so we'll drill through there like so, and this is going to be just underneath the cockpit floor, so it's going to, we can go through because it's going to be covered. Or is it? Hang on. Yes, I think it just is. It's going to be right on the edge. We could always backfill the hole anyway if we need to. So we'll go through there. That's 0.8 drill through there. Obviously, if you're doing this to your kit, you're going to be drilling a lot easier than me because you're not going to be going through the plastic that I've put in there. So there we go. That's that. And then I could come in with 1.6mm drill. Like that, and just come in and drill that out. And that's cutting a lot nicer. There we go. Now I have measured the pins on the part that's going to go in here, and they are slightly bigger than 1.6, so I'm just going to do a bit of a doofer, just sort of open them up a little touch. Okay, so there we go. So there we got our two holes there, ready for our sling to go in. So then it's saying here, cut 2.5mm wide slots in the bomb bay wiring cover to allow the fitting of the Tallboy bomb crutches. So what we're saying is we've also had to sand off that bomb crutch there. So we're going to come back from here. I'm going to grab a pencil. Let's get rid of all these tools. I'm going to grab a pencil. So we're going to come back 2.5mm from this front edge. Okay, so let's mark it here. So that's 2.5. That's one. Actually, I never use the end of a rule if you can help it. That's 2.5 there, and then we're going to go 27.5. Okay, in other words, it's going to be 30mm from the end. 30mm from the end, and then another 2.5mm there. Okay, so that's that. Now obviously I'm not too worried about accuracy because basically I'm cutting those off anyway to replace it with photo etch. So it looks like we've got a bit of wiring there. There's already a bit of a drop in the actual conduit there anyway. So all we need to do there is just file that flat, and here I'm going to get my square. I'm just going to make a line there and make a line for me to follow. And then get the saw over the cut so I can cut nice and square. Same there, just cut that out there, and then I'm going to come in at an angle, cut away the waste, just like so, pair of snips, and just cut that out. And then nice sharp radius knife, come along and pick that out of there. Sand that flat. I'm not sure how narrow these narrow files are. They're 2.5mm wide. That's perfect. So these are the Infini. These are the Infini taper files. So they're 2.5mm wide. So I can come along there and file the ends. Are they 2.5mm wide or are they wider? Let's have a quick look for you. They're actually about 2.8mm wide, but they have a wedge on them, so we can actually get in there and just use the side of the file, just file that flat. Okay, and here, just going to file that area there flat. There's just some wiring or something there to remove. I may as well remove all of it because I'm going to be removing all of it anyway at some point. So there we are, I'll file that flat. Or I could come in with my 2.5mm PE sander That's a 3mm, sorry. So we'll have to get the 1mm PE sander, come in and sand that like that. There we go. I'm just going to start barking now. There we go, and there's that done, like that, like that. Okay, so that's all the preparation done. So now it's telling us to fit our crotches, and then we fit the chain here, and then we slide the bomb in. So I've got crotches here. Now I've got 3D printed ones. Okay, so these are the 3D printed ones. Unfortunately, one of mine's got damaged and I've lost the piece. But luckily, Graham sent me some resin ones as well. And you can see here, if I show you close up, the 3D printed ones are a lot cleaner than the resin ones. It's just they don't need a clean up. They're the same dimension and everything. They're absolutely fine. But they just don't need a clean up, whereas the resin ones do. So I'm just going to sand the back off of there to get that nice and flat. And then the same here. I should be doing this wet or wearing a mask, but I'll risk life and limb for you guys. There we go. So that's not quite fitting in there. Oh yes, it is. It's a little tight. I'm just going to open it out a touch. There we go. It should go in there. There we are. So that's going to sit in there like that. Now obviously, for obvious reasons, I'm not going to glue it. That one's going to sit on there like that. Okay. So that's going to sit like that. That's going to sit like that. You have to measure in from the sides to get it nice and central. And then you've got your chain here, which is going to fit into those holes. Now, as I say, this is the chain. If you're going to have it, you can see the detail on there is beautiful. It's lovely. If you're going to have your bomb held in, that's how it's going to look. Okay, hanging from under the Lancaster. But as I say, I did mention to Graham, and I don't know if he'd already done it or if it was my idea or whatever, it doesn't really matter. But I suggested making the chain in 2 halves so that you could have it hanging down and have a diorama with the bomb actually being loaded if you're into having your figures there and everything. So that's going to fit in there. As I said, those holes, those pins are slightly bigger than 1.6. I'm going to see if I can get this to, yeah, this gun goes. Okay, so that's fitted in there. So as per the instructions, we'll have our cradle there. Oops. Obviously that will be glued in. If you were doing it, it would make it life a lot easier for you. Have that one there. Yeah, and then we'll slide our Tallboy in, just like so. And that's going to sit there. There is no dimension or anything. I guess you have a look at your references and see how far forward or rearward it went. But there we go. So that is our bomb held in place with the cradle, and it's going to sit there underneath your Lancaster, slung underneath, looking lovely. So that's going to add quite a little different angle to your look of your Lancaster if you want to do that. And it's going to look absolutely great. And as I say, I can't fit those in those holes, and I don't really want to make those holes any bigger because I might decide to use that one rather than these two. So, but they would basically fit in there and they would hang down like so. Okay, so they would fit in there, hang down like so, and then you would have your bomb underneath being loaded on, have your men stood there doing it, whatever. So there we go. I'll just quickly grab the bomb bay doors and then I can show you them. Alright, so here are the doors. As you can see, they're beautifully cast. They have no internal detail other than what you see there. I'm not sure what internal detail they did have, but if you wanted to go super detailing it, no doubt you could. The external detail is gorgeous and very in keeping with the rest of the kit, so they're not going to look odd on your model. But obviously, as I say, I'd have to do some research about the inside. I'm not sure what sort of detail they would have had. But this is how mine came. There was no pore plug or anything on them, and you can see they're very cleanly moulded. They're very beautifully made and designed to fit the standard arms that hold the bomb bay doors open, And also, if you get this Edward set, I do believe, I thought you got door ends. Maybe there's another sheet in there. I could have sworn you got the ends of the Bombay doors in there, but not to worry. In fact, I have got the instructions here. No, I haven't. So basically, there you go. So there's the detail you got on the surface. Very, very lovely, very in keeping with the original kit. And obviously they will go on the Bombay. I'm not sure which is the front and which is the back, but they will go on the Bombay like so, and they will cover your Tallboy bomb. So you will basically have your doors open like that on your Bombay, and your Tallboy sat in there like so. So you can see how lovely that's going to look. So he needs to do one for the 48 scale now, doesn't he? So there we go. So that's basically it. So the Tallboy bomb with all the, I'm not sure he'd send you both, but he sent me both. I think you're going to get a 3D printed chain in both the lowered and the raised position, I'm guessing. Or you'll have a choice of either. I'm not sure. He hasn't marketed these as far as I know yet. I guess you'd have to ask for them, or they will automatically come with the set. I don't know. But that's £35. And then the doors themselves, just the doors on their own, are £35. But if you buy it all together, so you buy the bomb, the cradle and the crutches and the doors, it's £65. So so there you go. So it's a nice addition to the Hong Kong Models kit. And I'm going to add this purely because I think this Bombay for a 32nd scale kit is awful. I'm getting criticism for knocking HK models all the time. I'm sorry, but I just don't think the kit is up to standard, really. When you look at the 32nd scale Mosquito from Tamiya, it's, you know, Tamiya wouldn't dream of putting pins or holes in the Bombay roof with great roundels around them just to stick bombs in with no cradles or anything. So there we go. So that's how it looks, and I think with this it's going to make a beautiful, beautiful Bombay, and with some extra work in the cockpit with the Robert Mozaki set or whatever, I think the model's going to be quite presentable. But I do want to try and get a border model wing canopy for it, because I don't like the canopy. So there I go, knocking HK again. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're watching this fresh today, then tonight is the part 1 premiere of the build of the border model Lancaster. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye for now.